Hi, I'm Cynthia from Oh So Pinteresting, and today I'm going to show you an advanced Pinterest tip that can help you save time on Pinterest and maybe even get you some new followers. Let's get to it. We all know how easy it is to get carried away with Pinterest. We intend to go on there for just a few minutes, and the next time we look at the clock, an hour has passed. Well, so to keep myself from doing that and to kind of help me save a little bit of time on Pinterest, I've kind of devised this little way that helps me out, and I hope it'll help you. So let's take this pin for example, and I have set aside a time to come into Pinterest and really look for good content to repin for my followers to see. I like this one. It really goes well with my social media board. So what I do is come up here and I copy this URL. Then I pin it to a secret board that I have called Pins to Pin Later. What I do is then come into the pin description and copy or paste the URL in there, and up at the very top at the very beginning I put what board I want to pin it to later. So it's going to be for my can't spell social media, to my social media board, and I'll show you why I need to do that. So there goes my pins to pin later, and I pin it there to my secret board. So I do that for a bunch of pins that I kind of come across when I have time. When it's convenient for me to do that, I work that into my schedule. So what I can do is go back to my secret board when I want to bring those out to Pinterest, when it's best for my followers to find them on Pinterest. You know, you kind of start to see a trend after a while on Pinterest that most of your followers tend to use Pinterest at certain times, certain days. You want to keep track of this little number up here that changes and how often new pins are being added to Pinterest to see when that happens. And it takes a little while to figure that out, but you kind of get to know the flow of things. Depending on what part of the world you're in, that could be different too. So here's that pin that I had just pinned to my secret board. Now when it's time, when I have a minute and I know that people are going to be on Pinterest, I just come straight to this board and I pin from this board out onto my public boards. I don't look at the other parts of Pinterest so I don't get distracted. But what I don't do is click the pin it button here. If I pinned it straight from my secret board to my public board, the person I pinned it from would never know that I pinned it, because you don't get a notification when somebody pins your content to a secret board. They only get a notification when it's public. So what I do is I come down and I click that URL that I copy and pasted. This takes me back to the original pin and I pin it from there. That way, see, I'm getting a little notification that I've already pinned this. I know that, but now I want to pin it to a public board, not to my private board. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. This one's really far down here, to the Power of Social Media board. And then I'm going to pin it from there. It comes with a description. That way I don't have to worry about deleting or anything. It comes with a description that's already on the pin. If I need to, I can delete it there. But right now this one looks fine. So I'm just going to leave it as is and pin it to my public board. Now the person who I pin this from, who I repin this from, in this case, Kristen, she will get a notification that I have repinned that board. That notification makes her aware of me and of my account. See, so maybe she'll return the favor either by repinning one of my pins or maybe even following my account. So that's the tactic I use. I do go back into my secret board and then delete this pin. That way I don't double pin it, and that way I can save some room on this board and kind of keep it a little bit more organized. And I can then trickle these pins out quickly and easily whenever I have a moment. If I'm waiting in line, I can go to my secret board, do that quick little thing, and then I have a piece of content that goes out into Pinterest really quickly. I try not to get distracted. Hopefully that tip helps you. I'd like to really hear how it works for you, or if you give it a try. And you can come by ohsopinteresting.com and leave me a comment anywhere on there, or come by and see me on Pinterest. Leave a comment under one of my pins. Pinterest is continuing to evolve and change. To keep up with the latest, subscribe to the channel. Or if you are interested in learning more about how to use Pinterest to grow your business or blog, come on over to ohsopinteresting.com. There you'll find tips and tricks and the only podcast dedicated to Pinterest. See you there.